Okay, hello and welcome. Welcome to the live. But there will be a different way of reading today. As you see in front of you, there's a bowl of water. There are some cards here present as well. In order to convey the general message, I will also be writing down any kind of messages I see or hear, whatever the case is. You guys will see what this pertains to. You'll see what it is, what it's like, and we can go from there. Okay. And I can then give you guys the appropriate messages that need to come through. So just give me a second here. I will get myself a lovely pen and a piece of paper. And this way we can go ahead and get started. Okay. Just a moment. Just a moment. Let me see if I have something. Just a second. Let me just double check. Oh, maybe not this one. That's okay. Well, that's a little bit interesting. I need to hunt for a pen. So give me one moment. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Welcome in. Like I said, this segment is going to be water scrying, automatic writing, and then I'll add in some tarot in order to make sure that the messages come through in their totality. So just give me a second here. I am now hunting for a lovely pen. So, just a second, just a second. Pencil's just as good, I guess. Sure, why not? That works as well, I suppose. There we go. Wonderful. All right, so let's get started here. I do more so private reads. I do not really do any type of reads on the lives anymore. I used to, but I don't do that on the lives anymore. Just be aware of that. If you do want a quick, like one question or something of that nature, that will be, I will actually post an original, like short, just to let you guys see what type of services are available. And then we can go from there, kind of thing. Payment wise, it is always PayPal or e-transfer if you are in Canada, because that's where I am. But other than that, there is a form of 1, 2, or 3 type of questions that you can order. They will have like a pre-recorded video, so then the reading will go on, that kind of thing. I obviously private upload, and then you will get the link as well. But I do suggest that an email is better because then I can send the link back to your email as well. All right, let's get started here. Let's see what is going on. Let's take a look. So just give me a second. I'm just going to quickly peer into what I'm seeing, what I'm hearing. So just give me a moment. This might take a little bit of time, maybe about 2 to 3 minutes, something around that. You have the, you have the freedom to go get yourself something to drink or go to the washroom real quick, whatever the case is. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's get started. There's one specific, I will put it on the side just for a moment here. There's one specific thing that is highly, highly important. It was very, very adamant towards the end. That is making sure that you are protecting yourself from something. It could be negative attacks or psychic attacks. It could be other people's slander. It could be anything to do with having surroundings that are not for you or not looking out for you. There's something going on with that. So there was a kind of like a semi squinting, but it looked like it was more like on a happy term or something like that. Anyway, the way that it was squinting, it wasn't intimidating. It was more like amused, maybe amused. Maybe that's the word. Maybe that's the best way of saying that. Um, the eye is semi-closed. It is squinting. That's true. The inside of that eye here, the iris and all that, is actually like the evil eye that we usually see with the blue and then the white and then the darker blue in the middle, that kind of thing. The major point of this last one here is to make sure that you have good boundaries or make sure that your standards are up to par. Your energy could actually be leaking in some way, shape, or form. So be careful with that. The sunflower, sunny, and tropical, that was more about a person wanting to maybe go on a vacation. Maybe you're the type of person who leaves for the winter or leaves the cold and then goes towards a sunny happier place, whatever the case is, or more optimistic, warmer climate, that kind of thing. There is something also about your sense of mindset. The mindset does require to change as well here. I mean, I'm not surprised the eye is slightly open, but not really here. Make sure that you also protect your happiness in some type of way here. The stag, the elk, the fox, and the raccoon, those came through. I don't know if they will come through in my cards. I will try to find them and then we will try to see if there's something going on with that. Trinity or pyramid. Pyramid could be just simply the location. You could be in a place that has pyramids, something of that nature, or you're thinking of going there at one point or another. Trinity is important in whatever kind of belief system that you have. It is very highly important to upkeep that connection. That's specific. There is a windfall. It is monetary and it can be successful in legal matters or some kind of contract or investment that you sign onto. There was a little bit of a hint to just proofread because proofread did come through for a little bit there. So just proofread what you are signing for, something like that. So if there is an offer coming through to you, make sure to read through the contract. If somebody's getting a new job and it's really good, like it's highly paying, it's everything looks great on paper. Make sure that you just double check if there are any loopholes in that contract or anything of the nature. Okay, it is not to make you guys, worried about something being there, but it's always good to kind of CYA, cover your butt, right? So it is very important with that one. The standards here are important too, like sticking up for yourself, making sure that nobody is trying to like dim you. Yeah, that could be really highly important with that one. For some reason, this was the major, show stealer, showstopper, whatever the case is here. It was this eye. Towards the end, it was the eye that was getting the most attention. But regardless, we will look with the cards. We will see what is going on here. We'll take a look. I think I have a few decks that I can use which do have animal representations. If they come out, they come out. That's great. If not, then that's okay too. And we'll see what the cards actually want to pertain or convey according to what I have seen or heard. Right. So kind of like confirmation kind of thing. So let's see what's going on here. Let's take a look. Let's see what's happening from the Forest Spirits Oracle. What's going on with that? What wants to pop through with that one? Let's take a look. In relation to the water, what's happening here? We do have ignite change. So burn away the old and forge a new path to face the world with purpose and determination. Somebody's getting almost like a boost. You are getting a boost, but it will take your participation as well in order to see this through. That is true. But there's something about getting back on the horse or something of that nature. Give me a second. Let me see if there's anything else. I will take that. I'll take that too, sure. And that's fine too. Okay, let's just take a look real quick here. We have gather courage and confront issues you need to resolve so you can move forward. So that's the warrior. Yeah, there's a sense of protection, like protecting your space or something. Dive deep into your emotions, finding healing and renewal in the depths of your being. There's also use your imagination as you wield your own magic and make your dreams come true. And finally, let go of your worries and soar to new heights, harnessing the boundless power of your will. Okay. It's got a stand up for yourself kind of vibe here. It really does. Stand up for yourself, purify your space. Don't let go of your vision and your goals. That's a confirmation whenever my phone goes off. It's almost like through protecting your peace, you're going to get a second wind, I would say. That's pretty funny because the wind falls there too. But you'll have like a second win or a second chance at life, something of that nature. Let me see what's going on here. Give me a second. What's most applicable to this? What is most applicable to all of this? Okay. I'll take them. I'll take them. No coincidences. No coincidences. So, yep, no coincidences. Okay. I think that's enough. I think that's enough. I really do. There's quite a lot. Okay, we have, there we go. Confidence, energy, and productivity. Wake up your voice and boldly take charge of your life. Yeah, that would be like the warrior. Agility, resourcefulness, and movement. Think quickly, move smartly, and adapt with confidence. Manifestation, balance, and weave your world with clarity, intention, and trust. That would be more like aspiration or ignite change. Fluidity, transparency, and guidance. Flow with intuition and let clarity light your path. I think that's more purification and wishcraft. Otter is socializing, wonder, and joy. Lighten up. Joy is found in play, curiosity, and connection. Yeah, that one's specific. That one's towards the Trinity within yourself. The I would say the high, not high standards, but good standards, healthy standards within yourself, upkeeping those, and the optimism that was with the sunflower. Let me see if there's an elk or a stag in here, fox or raccoon. Give me a second. I'm very curious here. Da, da, da. We will see what. Oh, there's the fox. So cleverness, adaptability, and resourcefulness. Those were here somewhere. There's agility and resourcefulness. Cleverness. It's almost like cleverness also feels close to the spider. I don't know why. Use your wits and stay flexible through challenge. That's one. Let's see here. I know there's like an elk or something of that nature. There could even be a raccoon in here potentially because I did see that for some reason. Don't know why. But we're going to take a look real quick here. Just trying to remember what I'm trying to find. Okay. There's the deer. It's possible with a stag or an elk. There is strength in softness. Trust your gentle heart. There it is. Raccoon. Resource. Yeah, it's all about resourcefulness too. That's interesting. Solve with creativity, but don't forget to enjoy the game. Yeah. Anything else? No. Okay. The fox is here. The fox is in this one. I'm pretty sure. Oh, there's the stag. So stand tall as your true self and lead with confidence, integrity, and compassion. It's another. There's the fox strategy. Employ the power of your vision and long-term planning to bring your ideas to life. There's the raccoon. Delve into the unknown, for it is through uncertainty that you often uncover your true gifts. Yep. Let me see here. Anything else? Badger, spider, crystal, all that good stuff. Okay. I think that's basically it. All right. So, majority of this is to make sure that you are basically upkeeping yourself, upkeeping your own, lifting your own spirits up, making sure that you are in an optimistic place. Not only are you supposed to be almost like kind and humble, but there is a sense of having to be also clever, wise, and having some kind of foresight to figure out what to do in your life. Motivation is strong, though. Having the motivation. Now, when you're signing contracts and if you're dealing with a legal matter or whatever, you're meant to basically stand your ground. You're also meant to find find solutions with creativity in order to in order to get something done here. You're also supposed to hang on to your specific vision during this time as well. So if you know that you're not in the wrong or anything like that, and there's like, let's say there's slander or something like that going on, you're supposed to just keep to your own truth regardless of what's going on the outside. Yes, I mean, you are meant to also protect yourself, and protecting yourself can be in the form of energetically, that's major, but also protect your own character by countering anything that comes through that is falsified about you. So that is a big one as well. There is a specific message for an individual to stand strong, uh, defend your territory. I don't know why I had to say it like that, but I said it like that. Defend yourself, even if it's spiritual or energetic. Make sure that you put up a shield around yourself at all times. Make sure that you're fortifying your shield with a sense of positivity and kindness and grace and all that as well. Authenticity, being genuine, and things of that nature. Uh, as soon as you kind of, I almost want to say it like this, but I don't know if it's the correct way of saying it. As soon as you take the high road, you will find that things will piece themselves together as you go. It's one of those types of situations. Let me see what's going on here. Now with this one, it could be a person's initial, your initial, whoever you're dealing with initial. It could just be the word itself that you need to keep in mind, whatever the case is here. So what's most applicable here? I swear if like creativity or resourcefulness comes through again, that would be funny. That would be funny. Let's see here. What's pertaining to this? What's the best card? There's the best card. Oh, meditate on it, spend time alone, and silence your doubts. Yeah, that's going to be very important. If there are individuals around you who are frazzling you, there's something like this. It's almost like there are individuals around you who are trying to shut you down or shut you off, and you're not meant to go along with that. That's what's going on here. You are actually not meant to be shutting down. You can take a little bit of time away or distance in order to think it through, or you could simply just go quiet for a little bit in order to upscale your protection, right? Go a little bit quiet. So for some of you, if you are an energetic practitioner of any kind, there is something specific where you may require to disconnect from other problems for the moment. There is something here that you may have sponged up a little bit too much, and you do require to release some energies for yourself in order to then continue helping continue aiding those people who are seeking your help, that kind of thing. There is a requirement to detoxify. Detoxify. You could have been in a space that you were amongst people who were too skeptical, doubtful, uncertain, and that slightly rubbed off onto your energy, your shield, and it slightly made it a little bit fragile, I would say. So in this case, it's up to you to kind of take a step back and replenish yourself. Replenish yourself by going back to things that you used to like, things that make you happy. Enjoy your life too, you know, fortify your inner strength here for some reason. That one's specific. Okay, let's see. In terms of the tarot, what that would like to say. So just give me 1 second. I'm just going to get one of the cards here, the decks, whatever the case, and we'll go from there. We'll see what's going on. Silhouettes it is. Okay, so we'll be using the silhouettes. Nine of Swords. That's specific too. Nine of Swords usually talks about, oh yeah, take a break, hangman. Nine of Swords usually means that it's outside influences. It's not really you, but they are bleeding onto you enough to bring you down. So you may require kind of to just fortify your own well-being. If it's your body, it's your body. Maybe some people are shaming you about your body, and you're just meant to kind of, disconnect from that. And really, maybe it's been a while, people have been shaming you for a very long time, and it's time to start like believing in yourself, believing in your body, knowing that, you have a healthy, clean bill from the doctors. There's nothing wrong with you. So why are you, why are you sabotaging your own body, right? It's kind of like you're going against it to a degree with these thoughts of, the not so nice thoughts from other people. There's no reason for the other people to be impacting you so greatly here. That's specific. Okay. So let me see in terms of tarot what would like to come out. Let's take a look. I would not be actually, I would not be surprised if the Eight of Swords popped out and said hello. Yeah, but that's also, okay, that's a mental thing. So I would not be, I'm not surprised with that either. There are some thoughts that are destructive, whether it is our own self-imposed harshness, harshness onto ourselves, whatever the case is. This is an individual who either they were influenced by other people a lot and now they don't think well of themselves, so their confidence is not, it's not functioning the way that it's supposed to. There's some insecurity here, there's some self-doubt here as well. This needs to go. If it was, other people's influencing, or even, I don't know, even social media could be influencing you and thinking very poorly about yourself. You need to kind of step above and beyond that, and regain your confidence within yourself. That is very, very specific here. Let me see what else is going on. There's something out there that is now in the vicinity, or in the populace, like thrown into the populace for everybody to be like mentally unhinged. I'm sorry to say it like that, but that's how it came out. So there are tactics around you to have you always feeling uncertain, paranoid, and fearful of what's to come. Be careful with that stuff. I mean, usually fear can manifest the worst too. So just be a little bit wary of that. It could be excessive worry too. So be a little bit careful with that. Okay. Basically, do give a chance to thinking that things will work out well. Knight of Wands. Yeah, it's individuals who are also slightly mentally unreliable, something like that. Okay. Knight of Wands, Hierophant. Now, it could be in a specific, yeah, in a specific dynamic that you used to have with another individual who really brought you down. They really dimmed you so much. They dumbed you down very much. So you require to take a little bit of time off here and reestablish your inner balance with the Temperance card. All those like mental mind games that this person may have played with you. Now it could be listen, it could be a place of work, it could be a place of belief, it could be a relationship, it could be a family dynamic, whatever this hierophant setting is. It was not the kindest, let's just say it like that. And in this case, you are meant to kind of have a second coming. Let's call it that. Something along the lines of rebuilding, rebuilding from the ashes, or rebuilding from the sense of like questioning yourself all the time. You are in a place, you are in a, or you were, but there was a experience, or there is an experience currently that you're not meant to upkeep because it's bringing you down. It's shutting you off. Like it's even shutting off your intuition by too much mental noise. There's too much mental chatter, or even outside chatter with other people. It's like bringing you down to their level. So any kind of gossip, if you were, right, if you were the type to gossip, that is not healthy for you, nor the individuals who are around you, nor it's not even a good place to be at, right? Gossip I usually give a pass to from time to time, mainly if it is information exchange, because gossip can be pretty informational. But gossip can also lead to a lot of slander, which isn't true. And then there's like embellished things in there and all that, just to be the center of of attention, all that stuff. Any attention is attention, right? Is what they say. So in this one, gossip can be good, but it can also be damaging. It feels like there's a damaging part here. It feels like there's a sense of damaged gossip here. It's not really informative. And it might be repetitive too. Oh, there's something about that. Repetitive in the sense of like that's all this person talks about, or that's all these people talk about, and you need to take a break from that, or you need to step back from that, because it's just a repeated looping kind of keeping you in a negative space type of thing. Hmm. It's like the next time you see these people or something like that, it's always the same story, and it's just it doesn't progress. It doesn't progress, and I don't think you're into that. Five of Wands, yeah, there it is. Knight of Swords, yeah. The Chariot and the Six of Coins. Yeah, you're meant to be in a place that gives equally and not these problems. Somebody has loose lips. I will be honest about that with the Knight of Swords. Somebody does have some loose lips. They're not very fair here somehow, in some way, shape, or form. Eight of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. I think you're meant to kind of like distance yourself from this type of fast arguing. I don't know what that means. Or it's like bantering or something. It's just arguing just because, it's making drama just because. And you're not meant to be going into that direction. It's even here. It's like this Chariot specifically is going towards the opposite end. It's going the other way. It's not like it's literally telling you don't don't exchange equally in hardship. Now, that could be people who are around you who just make problems for you, make problems for themselves, and all that other stuff. Like they keep they keep the bar pretty low here, and you're not meant to go into that. This Chariot is opposite. You're not meant to be putting in that type of energy here. Likely so, you're not meant to, stay in an energy that let's say you're like a positive person in this group, right? Um, what happens is the their sense of giving you like an equal amount of energy is, I'm sorry, but it's BS in exchange for your good mood. And then it creates a misalignment here with the Five of Wands. There are some people here that are not meant to be in your corner. They're not in your corner, actually. Anytime you come in and you're like, oh, hey, I have some piece of good news, then they kind of switch the narrative of the conversation, where it's all sad news or it's all negative news or it's something like that. And you came in there with like, hey, everything's great, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, yeah, that's going on and this is going on, and then you get into that method of equal exchanging with this like problematic outlook, just like they have. This is not for you, to be honest with you. If you feel drained at the end of the day when you like leave this, I don't know, this surrounding, this environment, it just means to kind of step away from it. You don't have to be 100% present every single time when somebody's complaining. You don't have to do that. It's like a slow way of closing your intuition. It's a slow way of bringing your walls down, even to be as miserable as they are, kind of thing. You are meant to go the opposite way, 100%. 100%. These mental, mm, thoughts of opposition, there's something like that. Um, they need to go. They need to go. I'm not saying ignore everybody who has a problem. That's not what I'm saying. But at least lessen it, lessen your presence if it becomes repetitive. If that's all they can talk about, you know, then lessen your presence, because it's words. It's just words. They're just words thrown out there, and they kind of lose their meaning after a time because it's repetitive. And it becomes a little bit burdensome even on you. It becomes a broken record. So you are meant to kind of break away from this, but not, you don't have to be rude about it or anything like that. I mean, it could just be that you may choose to slightly distance yourself away from that type of environment. That's all it is. You don't have to be completely, block this person, block that person, never speaking to this person, never speaking to that person. You don't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be that extreme. It's just that when you start to feel that the environment is kind of taking away from you, taking your energy away from you, or uh weakening your confidence, weakening your own protection on yourself, kind of thing, you can either do one of two things. You can disconnect a little bit, disengage, or you can also fortify your shield, right? In that moment, you can think about good things, nice things, happy things while they're complaining. And I know that sounds really like disinterested in what they have to say, but it seems like you may have some people around you that misery is all they can talk about. And that's not going to be healthy after a time. That's not going to be, it's not uplifting. It's not an uplifting place to be. You, on the other hand, you're supposed to take care of your own well being, whether it's emotional well being, mental well being, physical well being, and spiritual well being. You're meant to take care of that. That's your business right now. You can listen to people vent on and off, no problem, but not to the point where it starts to chip away from you. Not to that extent. Now, there is something else going on here. Just give me a second. You have okay, this is a little bit different, but it's related, so I will mention it. You have had a little bit of an inkling or a little bit of a hint for a while that you've been with a person who is bringing you down. This is a person in a relation, or this is a person that you keep very close to you. And they have been kind of, I mean, reciprocating from like not a healthy place. There's something going on with that. This is not something to be entertaining either. You may require to have a conversation with this individual and let them know that you're not here for the problems. You're also here to have a good time. Um, and it's not about, shutting them off and not allowing them to speak. That's not what this is about. But it's just in a form of like letting them know that there's a good side to life too. You know, some of you though, you have an individual that you've been romantically involved with who is opposing you at every step you take. They are completely opposing you at every step you take. They even make arguments or create arguments. They always have to be on the opposing end of any kind of idea that you get. That type of individual is exhausting. So be very mindful about that as well. At this point, I think if that's the case in this type of like relationship that you have with this person or a situationship, even because it could be an on and off thing, um, I don't think you're going to choose to stay with this person. I think you're going to actually say no, thank you, and I I value my peace with the temperance card. Or this is not working with us, and we need to find a solution on how to balance out what's going on in this dynamic. If this person refuses and just keeps bringing, I'm honestly seeing a person like vomiting on what you have to say or who you are in general, just as a whole. Like they have a problem with you, but they're with you. It's very strange. Maybe it's like a love hate situationship or something like that. But that should not be the case, right? Um, Usually relationships and partnerships are not meant to be punching down each other. They're meant to be uplifting one another. The misalignment here is not helping anyone, to be honest. There is a requirement to potentially disconnect from that for a time. For a time. I'm not saying go take a break and or go give this person a silent treatment or something like that's not what I'm saying at all. I don't condone that anyway because then that actually complicates the energy exchange between the people. Don't I don't usually I don't condone playing mental mind games with people or emotional games with people. I don't condone that. But I do like I am in support that if it's very overwhelming for you, you either need to have a discussion about this or you guys may require to find solutions towards this. Two heads are better than one kind of thing. Two horses taking the chariot forward are better than one kind of thing. And find some kind of true equilibrium here, a true sense of um, aligned energy here between you both. It's like anytime you come in, you have a great idea, they just poop on it. It's very strange. It's very strange stuff. Okay. But if it's not a romantic partnership, then it's just, individuals who are kind of like telling you that your ideas are worth nothing. They're not going to be successful in the future, things of that nature. And you're not meant to you're not supposed to allow those types of individuals to be penetrating your shield, penetrating your optimism here. That's basically what this is about. You're meant to kind of, stand up for yourself, still have, a good standing or direction with your own dreams here, your own goals from a optimistic place. burn away the old and forge a new path to face the world with purpose and determination. Like, you're meant to still move forward, and keep going, kind of thing. It's like there are people here who don't mean you well. Or maybe it's just jealousy. They're jealous that you're doing so well in your life, but they haven't seen what it actually takes for that wellness to happen in your life, or something like that. Like, it's one of those situations where, like, people don't see the struggle behind the good life. It's something like that. And they just, they just accuse, or assume, or conclude. You're not meant to be in that. You're not meant to be in that. Not at all. Keep your spirits up. Is basically what's going on. Keep your spirits up. Try your best that, like, if you are more into the spiritual sense of things, try your best to upkeep that connection with yourself, whatever else higher you believe in. It's a trinity, so keep that connection really well established, and go from there. The trinity itself could also be between your third eye, your heart center, your solar plexus, those three specific points in the body. Okay, so those three specific points are going to be very important for you to upkeep. One, with the eye, you don't see illusion. The other, with the heart, you still have empathy for people, and your shield is fortified by the use of the solar plexus, which is basically your confidence levels. Okay, so you're meant to be a powerhouse, basically, in your own life, and at some point, you will get people who come in, and all they do is they have, like, their three of those chakra points are not functioning properly, and that's why they're keeping themselves in a low state, right? You're not meant to be affected to the point where your own points are starting to break down because of theirs, right? Because theirs are slightly damaged, it doesn't mean that yours have to take on that same resonance to theirs. So just be aware of that, and keep your shield fortified at all times, and that means your sense of confidence, because your confidence is the fuel to your shield. Okay, so keep that intact. Okay, last thing we're going to do here last thing that we're going to do here is we're just going to see a quick little general message. Whatever pops out, and we'll see what's going on. Up. There we go. Let's see what's happening. Again, if you want a private read, you are more than welcome to email me, martathemystic@gmail.com. And you can also go to the website, martathemystic.org. All right, let's go ahead here. Let's see the general message overall here. Something general, something light. Oh, wait a minute. That's not it. Something general, something light will actually be these ones. These I've used for a while. I've had them for a while, and they tend to have some interesting sayings, or interesting things to work on, whatever the case is here. Interesting advice. Okay, so we'll see what this pertains to. We'll see what's going on. That's one thing. Is there anything else? Oh yeah, sure. Anything other than that? Let's see if there's anything else that wants to pop out and say hello. There we go. Could be. That could be it. Okay, that could be it. That could be part of the problem. But let's see what's going on first, and then I'll bring in the tarot, and we'll see what's happening here. We do have intentions. However, this can be good or bad, depending on what's actually going on in your environment, or you as a person, or people you deal with. Whatever the case is, intentions are going to be very important in this matter, whatever this matter is. So let's take a look here. We do have cleanse in salt. All right. We do have journaling, and we have bathe in salt. Yeah. Yeah, people don't mean you well. You're in a place, this is still continuing. You're in a place where you really need to write some things out, potentially. Journaling is a very good way of therapeutic practice, helping yourself see some issues that you haven't before. Journaling is a very good way of doing that. That's why some people keep a diary or some people keep a journal. It's more of it's a way of self-reflecting. It's a way of reflecting on some things or whatever the case is. Bathe in salt, cleanse in salt. You do have individuals who are not currently very kind. I don't know what's going on with those intentions. They're going a little bananas. They are going a little bananas here. So stay aware or stay present with what is actually going on around you. That's specific. Don't take on too much than what you can actually handle. Do have some boundaries around you as well. This is important for your own well-being here. I don't think it's these ones that want to talk. I think it's the other ones here that want to talk, so I'll bring them in. The shadowscapes. So let's see what those have to say according to all this. I mean, I kind of do want to look at the intentions. I really do. I really do. These are more like points of, I would say, advice as to how to maybe release these not so nice intentions towards you. So let's take a look here, see what's going on. Let's take a look. You may have to reflect on other people's intentions for you. It is a big potential here. Let me just double check the deck. Yeah, we're good. Okay. So what's up with the intentions? What's that all about? Let's see that. Let's see that, because I'm not getting a good feel off of that specific word here. What's going on here? Four of Pentacles. Okay. Keeping a person in scarcity or lack or desperation. Queen of Cups. Knight of Cups, potentially emotionally holding back. There are people here who want to keep you humble on purpose. That's the best way that I can explain that. They want you to settle down, sit down, stop being yourself, stop being authentic and honest and genuine. It's like emotional lacking here. It could be a person who is manipulating you with emotional reactions, or let's say like they do something on purpose just to see how you would react. There's that too. And that's a pretty bad intention if you really think about it. It's not helpful to anybody. It just puts you in a sour mood or a disappointed mood or whatever. And then they're like, haha, like, no. Okay, let's see what else is going on with this. You could actually have a person who comes back and says sorry for that, but we'll see. We have the Three of Pentacles, the Hermit, the King of Cups. Yeah, emotional manipulation is a big one here, apparently. Seven of Swords, there it is. So Seven of Swords is usually about deceit or deceitful ways, or doing something that is not genuine in nature. I do want to see this one because it's getting my attention. That one there. It is getting my attention. We have Queen of Swords. Mental mind games. Mental and emotional mind games are the problem of this overall thing here. Now, on top of that, somebody is like emotionally incapable. Okay, there's something like this, or they're doing this on purpose. They're holding back their emotions on purpose. They don't want to open up. They don't want to let you in, kind of thing. They always keep you at an arm's length to a certain degree. And in the meantime, they're ghosting the collaboration. Like they're not helping, right? They're not helping in this collaboration, cooperation, whatever this is. Now, here's another thing about this. So I do want to mention this just in case. I don't want you guys, also making an assumption based on what I'm saying here. But there is also, for some, for some, there is a person here who is genuinely incapable of opening up. It actually, it is a thing. Okay, it is a thing. Now, that's got to do with them and their childhood kind of thing. And they require to work through that, or it's got to do with their high school days. It's got to do with their previous relationships. It's got to do with whatever kind of happened in their past. They need to sort that out. Okay, so I'm not saying all people around you are bad. Some of them on the surface level, it looks very bad. The intentions look awful, but their their genuine character is, it's not really that they do it maliciously, because some of these individuals carry these patterns without even knowing that they have these patterns. um so this person could be the type of individual who doesn't know how to be compassionate, doesn't know how to collaborate in an amicable way, hasn't seen in their own childhood what a healthy partnership looks like. So therefore they're going to be not so nice in a partnership with you potentially. There are individuals like this as well. Okay, so please be aware of that. There are some people who are the brokenness of being emotionally healthy was already programmed into them from the very beginning of their life, kind of thing. Or in a place where they were influenced, they were influenced by a specific individual who kind of ruined their parade, ruined their outlook on life too. And now they're the type that they don't want to open up as much. They don't find people trustworthy or something like that. But then on the surface, what happens, the way that they project that is that they are not trustworthy themselves because they don't trust other people. Do you see how that works? So it's very strange to explain it that way, but it's like, what you are is what you project, right? Or what you fear is what you're going to project. And then what happens is that fear is going to sabotage you in the long run, because people are going to see you exactly for what you're fearful of. You're actually fearful of it, but you're acting in all sorts of weird ways where these individuals will be like, okay, I guess you're non-committal because you're afraid of people who are non-committal, but you're acting that way yourself because you're afraid to open up. Do you see what I'm getting at? So it's something like that. It's got a strange way of changing the energy into something that you're really essentially not, but it comes off that way. Okay, and that may be something to be mindful about. Okay. um Somebody does have a little bit of their own heart flame, their own way of their emotional state. It is slightly dimmed. Okay, that is true, that is true. Like I said, it could be by their own hands that they're doing that, because they've kind of given up on being nice and kind to people. I don't understand that part, but there are some people who choose it that way, right? There are people who choose misery actively, consciously. But then there are people who had a unfortunate event, and it kind of brought them down to the point where they don't want to express themselves. That's true too. So we all have to be careful on what the actual intentions are overall here. Now, there is a way, okay, there is a way of resolving this overall due to the Queen of Swords, which I do kind of like, because it's an opposite kind of message. I do like the Queen of Swords to a degree, because the Queen of Swords here in this matter is very direct, very transparent, very communicative, and they do listen to their intuition. The Queen of Swords can be very, very helpful in this dynamic. The thing that needs to be done here is the emotions required to be articulated. They require to be spoken about, right? An individual requires to bring down their walls a little bit in order for you to see how they really are, past the surface, because, like I said, They could just be, a little shaky leaf without no wind, but on the outside, they puff up their chest and they're like, "Don't talk to me," or something rude, right? The Queen of Swords can be rude too, but that's not what they mean. It's just that they don't want to bring people close to them because they've had an experience before that they did that, and it really, really hurt them. So now they're trying to protect themselves by being rude. And that's just, it's not how it works. It's not how it works. Okay. So, regardless, I mean, it's not how it's supposed to be. Regardless, it would be much more beneficial to lay out the cards here. Emotional cards, though. Emotional cards. Like, what kind of state of well-being, emotional well-being are you in? And either it's you or it's the other person, and then you guys can kind of discuss it without any kind of misaligned energies presenting into an argument or anything like that. It's just trying to get to the root cause, trying to get to the source of what's going on and why this person looks deceitful, but they're not. There could be something like that, or it could just be a conversation of you telling this person, "Hey, listen, I don't like the way that you emotionally manipulate me. I think that's very unfair, and that is not helping our progression in this partnership." It could be that kind of conversation too, but it's required, regardless of how you look at it. In these intentions require to be assessed. Now, there are some people around you here that you used to know potentially that will come back to you and offer you a apology for not being kind to you and things of that nature. It is here with the Knight of Cups as well. Um, you may choose to not listen to this, actually. You'll listen to the apology. That's not a problem. Okay. That part's not a problem, but your mind is still going to be a little bit skeptical of these people that come in with the apology because you've seen it before. It's like they've apologized before and they never changed their behavior. So why should you trust it this time? It's something like that. Um, you might give them a chance if there's a good strategy. They talk about what their plans are to kind of show you that they have changed as a human being. That's fine, and then they incorporate the action behind the plan. Then that's fine. You can at least give that a chance. um but overall, you might not choose to look at it. I'll be honest about that. You might not choose to look at it. It's possible. Although you guys do have a contract of some kind between each other. Definitely the Queen of Cups and King of Cups. Um, some of you, too much damage has been caused. Some of you, too many empty promises have been given. Therefore, you don't take this person seriously anymore. Some of you may actually give this individual a chance to see how far they can take it. Could be up to 4 months time here with the Four of Pentacles. It is potential. Um, but it will be very dependent on figuring out their intentions overall here. And it will show. It'll show through. In the meantime, you are meant to keep yourself head above water. Okay? That's how this is. Keep your head above the water in the meantime. Make sure that you're cleansing yourself of anything that is not for you, anything that is creating a problem for you, anything that is making you feel emotionally stifled, like you have to bottle things. Clear those energies away. They are they're instigators, right? They're provokers of not feeling so great, kind of thing. So clear those things away, journal those things away, whatever the case is here, and keep planning for the future. Keep planning for the future. There's something about the Seven of Swords and Queen of Swords. Keep planning for the future. um it really depends on how this person might show up for you. you know There needs to be action behind these plans that they have, these grandiose plans that they have. They want to, kind of get on your level now and collaborate and cooperate with you and all that, but it needs a genuine sense of action behind this because there are no wands here. There are no wands, and wands talk about action. They talk about incorporating the motivation required in order to see this through. There's nothing like this. It can be stable, sure. Pentacles are here, but there are no wands, which tells me that it could just be a bunch of words without follow through. So just be aware of that stuff. I'm not going to say be careful or anything because everybody's got a different situation here. Some of you will see it through, some of you will not. It's one or the other. And you may even discuss this specific, like why you feel like distrustful towards this person, why you don't trust them. You may actually tell them why. You will explain it to them. Some will have a new cycle and some will have a closure because of this conversation. And it's not good or bad, like depending on what comes out. There's no reason to compare it. Like if it's a good ending or if it's a bad ending or whatever, it's just an ending. And it either gives way to a refreshed renewal kind of beginning, or it gives way to you moving on with your life and finding a different contract, soul tie, whatever. And both of you are good for that, like it looks kind of crappy on the surface, but at the same time you both did each other a favor. If it was not meant to, if it was really not working out very well, then you're both doing each other a favor by disconnecting, because who wants to be in a place of constant struggle, right? Constant struggle. Who wants to be in that? Nobody. All right. I am out of here. You guys have a beautiful and wonderful day ahead. I will be back on Monday. In the meantime, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I will most likely post another reading from the water. I will do that as well. One of those days. I'll choose one of those days. I'm not sure just yet which one. Probably Saturday, to be honest with you guys. And at that point, I'll be seeing you again on the live on Monday. Have a great one for now. Enjoy your weekend ahead and take care of each other. Bye bye.